Hello, hello. Good morning. Hare Krishna, my dear Prabhus and Matajis. Nice to see you again. Yeah. Umuulan din ba sa inyo? It was, everything is wet here. Super gloomy, yeah. Parang Sunday, no? So, pag ganito yung panahon, remember, lalayo kayo sa kama. Yeah. Pag mga bed weather, huwag kayo masyado lumapit sa kama. Mga sweater weather. We must be productive. Yeah, good morning. Hello, Hare Krishna Charles. And thank you for joining Karina sa Rizal. Hi, Hare Krishna. Si Francesca, hi Franz. Kay Janine, hello, Hare Krishna. Hi Nikki. Yan, nasa work ka ba? Yan. So, hindi halata, wag ka magkapahalata na nag-Zoom lectures ka habang nasa work. Si Ellie, hello Ellie. Hi, Chantal. Hare Krishna, good morning.
Good morning, teacher.
Good morning. Yan, si KD, hello KD. Hare Krishna. Mervin, hello. Raul, Hare Krishna. Yan. Salamat sa mga nagpapasa ng assignments. Thank you very much. And yung mga wala pa, pwedeng humabol. Yan. Hi, Zay. Nice to
Hare
see you.
Krishna Radha.
Hello, hello. Hi, Gazer. Hari Krishna. So, paulit-ulit, kabisado niya for sure. Everything na gagawin natin sa activities natin in this course, and hopefully we could apply it outside ng course natin. Now, we could always approach everything, our spiritual life, our material duties, in the most humble mood. Again, hindi to inaaral kung saan-saan. We won't learn this in school as well. Walang subject na humility, 101. But we're trying to instill that in our hearts. Hare Krishna Ja. Good morning. So, let us recite the invocation mantras, paying our respects and obeisances sa ating mga spiritual teachers. Om Agyanatimirandasya Jananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tashmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Sarasvati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Satarine Vancha Kalpataruvyaschа Kripa Sindhuvevacha Patitanam Pavanevyo Vaishnavevyo Namo Namaha. Everyone, Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivashadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Mahirap kabisaduhin. But you can have always your copy. Don't worry. Ayun yung shortest na invocation mantras. Pag nakita niyo sa introduction ng Bhagavad Gita, sobrang haba nun. So welcome sa ating fifth session, tama ba, ng ating meditation course. Again, we are still knowing ourselves, the journey to self-discovery. Onting recap lang tayo. Ano yung inaral natin? Minsan, ano natin, minsan, munti kong sabihan, minsan, best friend or minsan enemy natin. Ano yung topic natin last time? Could be our best friend or worst enemy. The mind. Yes. Tama si Mervin. And also, ano yung dapat gamitin natin to control the mind? Sino yung driver ng chariot? Yung mind yung ano eh. Mind yung instrument sa yung rope. Yes. Consciousness, malapit na. malapit na. Intelligence. Yes, yes. Yan. Siya yung driver. Si Chantal. Thank you. Si Mervin, saka si Gaze. That's the intelligence. So, ano yung kinokontrol ng intelligence sa ng mind? Ano yung mga horses? Five senses. Yes. Umabol ng S. The senses. Of course, ayun na yung um, diniscuss natin. The mind can be our best friend or worst enemy. Malamig eh. Bagong ahit ako. Yan. Worst enemy. Nasa choice natin yon. It will affect our consciousness. Depende sa takbo ng mind natin. It can be a worst enemy, our worst enemy, sarili nating kaaway, worst enemy, it will betray us. Gusto mo magbago, gusto mo mag-move on. Diba? Pero pag malungkot ka, ite-text mo yung ex mo. sino yung, sino yung kalaban mo lang din. Tapos magsisisi ka after. Diba? Or vices, meron tayong bisyong na nakapag-move forward na, naiwanan na, 'di ba? Tinanggal mo na yung mga, um, Netflix mo sa phone mo para maging productive ka. Sino rin yung magda-download nun 'pag naidip ka bigla tapos parang muscle memory na lang, ibabalik ka din dun. Same same thing yung mga addiction sa drugs, sa mga intoxication, same thing. It's all in the mind. So we have to be strong, stronger than our mind. Because minsan yung senses natin sobrang wild and the mind will be following just the senses. And yung intelligence natin mawawala. So ayun din yung inaro natin, the process of fall down. So we can use our intelligence to control the mind. May mga tao na compose, they're controlling their senses, pero yung goal na pupuntahan nila, yung chariot nila, is just material things. They can become successful. So maganda yung biyahe nila, pero wrong direction. So we want to use our and develop, cultivate and nurture our spiritual intelligence. Kaya tayo may yoga philosophy. Siya yung driver. So smooth, hopefully, smooth sailing or smooth journey yung ating chariot. At the same time, right direction yung pupuntahan natin. So saan nakasakay yung driver and saan nakasakay yung, ay saan nakakabit yung horses? Sa chariot. So welcome sa ating journey to self-discovery, relationship with oneself. So wala masyado tayong interactions about isa pa. After neto, mag, magiging close kayo lahat. Pero for now, we're trying to know ourselves. Kilalanin mo natin yung sarili natin. The topic is body. Is body. Yan, body. This is our chariot. Again, hindi tayo yung body. I'm not this body. I'm the spirit soul. Very basic. Yung mga bata, they know this. They will sing my head. No, paano ba nauna? My toes, my knees, my shoulders, my head. My. Pag pinutol mo yung daliri mo, tapos nilagay mo sa malayo, ako may-ari niyan, sa akin yan. That's my finger. Or other parts ng body mo pag na-amputated. That's my arms. That's my foot. That's my hair pag natanggal. That's mine. Ikaw may-ari. Ang tanong, sino ka? My toes, my knees, my shoulder, my head. Sino ka doon? It just means na we're not the body. We're identifying ourselves as a body, na tawag na ego or false ego, thinking na tayo yung body. Or tayo yung ginagawa ng body. Pero we are not the body kasi we are just a chariot. Ito lang yung sasakyan natin. The individual is the passenger in the car of the material body. And intelligence is driver, mind is a driving instrument, and the senses are the horses. The self is thus the enjoyer or sufferer in the association of the mind and senses. So it is understood by great thinkers. So the chariot, ito, ano ba yung Tagalog ng chariot? Kalesa? Yan. I don't know. Parang yun yata. So ayun yung chariot. Tayo yun. Tayo yung nakasakay. This body is the chariot. Dito lang tayo nakasakay. So if hindi gumagana yung body, you have to change the body. If the chariot is old, it's not working, you can change the chariot. You can transfer. Pero not by our own whimsical decision. We cannot just commit suicide and go to the next body. No. If one commits suicide, yung allotted time pa niya na stay sa body na yon, kailangan niyang tapusin pa. So, If one is destined to live 90 years of his life, tapos nag-usage siya ng 20 years old, meron pa siyang 60 years maging ghost. Meron siya sa subtle body na yon. 60 years siyang ghost. Or untimely death. So if hindi sila maingat and all, accidents and all. Not all na accident is I'm untimely death. Pero of course, pag sinasadya nila, that will be it. So ghostly bodies. So, other thing yung sinasabi sa scriptures is if one dies intoxicated, that's the last consciousness niya. Ghostly bodies din siya. It's a body, yung ghost, same as yung meron siya previously na gross body. Yung ghostly body is subtle pala, subtle. May senses din yung mga ghost na yon. Gusto nila kumain, gusto nila umihi, gusto nila lang matulog, gusto nila makipag-usap, gusto nila makipag-sex, lahat. Pero hindi nila magawa kasi nasa subtle body sila. So what they do, they disturb others. And minsan sobrang attached sila sa body nila, gusto nilang balikan. Or may attachment sila sa family nila, ayaw nila iwanan yung family. Nandun lang sila sa paligid. Kaya sa scriptures, the bodies are cremated after that. So yung mga maalis na, nakikita nila, wala na yung body ko, sinunog na nila. So it's a help para makamove forward. So ngayon may traces pa ng ganon ng mga cultures. So marami pa about sa death. Pero ngayon papag-usapan natin muna how the body develops or how the body function. We discussed this verse in the second chapter. Ito yung unang lesson na matututunan natin sa spiritual teachers, yung unang ituturo sa atin, is ano yung identity natin? Sino ba tayo? This is the verse. Dehinos minyata dehe, kaumaram yauvaram jara, tatha dehantara praptir, tiras tatra namuyate. Kaumaram yauvaram jara. That is boyhood to youth to old age. Jara is old age. Translation: as the embodied soul continuously passes in this body from boyhood to youth to old age, the soul similarly passes into another body at death. A sober person is not bewildered by such a change. Embodied soul. So yung soul, meron siyang body. So embodied soul. Habang nandito tayo sa body natin, kung nakita mo yung picture sa videos mo nung bata ka, sobrang layo. Medyo kamukha, pero ang layo niya. Diba? Lalo na kung chubby ka nung bata, diba? Or cute ka nung bata ngayon, hindi ka na cute. So parang layo na, di ba? Iba niya yung voice mo, iba ka na rin kumilos, baka mas fit ka ngayon. Pero that was long time ago. Nagpalit na rin siya. Ilang tumubo na yung hair mo, yung nails mo. Nagpalit na yung mga cells according to modern science. 7 years daw, nagpapalit na yung cells. Sa scriptures, ganun din, magkapalit na yung body. So, we are changing bodies habang dito tayo sa lifetime na to. It is just a comparison na sinasabi dito. The soul similarly passes into another body at death. Lilipat lang din siya ng body after that. After this body is not useful anymore. So a sober person is not bewildered by such a change. Doesn't mean pag may namatay tayong kamag-anak, you'll not be sad or di ka na pwedeng umiyak. Di tayo nagka-practice ng Bhakti Yoga para maging bato yung puso natin. We want to practice Bhakti Yoga to make our hearts butter soft. Pero, ang tanong na doon, ano yung attachment natin? Just like us thinking na tayo yung body, we want to not identify ourselves sa body. Pero, taking care of this. Yan, tama. Yung tanong ni Raul. So, we have many different bodies from young to adult. Yes, we pass through different kinds of bodies. It is being developed. Then yung other cells na namamatay, mga dead skin na, dead cells, we have to excavate them. Napapalit siya continuously. So, scientifically, di na ikaw yung body mo 10 years, 15 years ago. Hmm. So yes, we don't want to identify ourselves sa body natin. At the same time, we don't want to own this body. This is the source of attachment. And kapag may mga attachment tayo sa bagay, kapag nawawala yon, we are suffering. Oh, again, babalikan natin. Kailangan natin alagaan pa rin yung body na to. We have to maintain this. This is our chariot para makapunta sa destination. Even you have the horses, the ropes, the driver. Kung yung chariot mo sira-sira, you cannot go to the destination. Pero, try to think of it. Ilang oras sa buong araw natin minimaintain yung body na to? Ilang oras ka naliligo, ilang oras ka natutulog, ilang oras ka kumakain. Hopefully, nag-exercise ka rin. Or may self-care ka, may skincare ka. Diba? Or maintenance mo, papagupit ka, papaderma, and all. Ilang hours in a day natin nagagawa yun. So it means we're spending a lot of time maintaining this body. The question is, how are we maintaining it or how we are um, trying to use this body? Sometimes, yung ibang tao, iniisip nila, may illusion of youth kasi. Iniisip nila bata pa yung katawan. They could continuously abuse this, use this without resting and all. Or eat yung mga bagay na just for the sense of taste and the body might suffer. So may illusion of youth. We want to be forever young. We want to be 20 forever 21. Laging dire-diretso na bata tayo. We will have um, a lot of appointments at dermatologists and all just to look young. Again, hindi masama yun. Dapat minimaintain natin yung body natin in a good way. Food, um, should have exercise. Us monks, me personally, I do exercise. I do yoga. Pag gusto ko mag-relax. I do my kettlebell workouts. Kapag I need more energy, I do jog, I do swim. I'm before I'm active until now. I think I'm much more active. So habang na may maintain mo yung body, mas magagamit mo na maayos, mas longer yung destination, yung journey mo. So that is the body. The question is, dapat hindi tayo attached sa body. Ano yung dapat gawin natin? We should have the knowledge na hindi tayo yung body na to. Continuously nire-remind natin yung sarili natin. Kasi it's easier said than done. We might be just spending our life sa body na to, the whole life, the whole time. Pero this body is still temporary. I receive I heard my spiritual teacher telling a lot of stories when he was traveling. Until now, traveling monk pa rin siya. But sila yung nag-start ng mga yoga institute sa China region, Hong Kong, Taiwan. And lagi niya kinukwento in Taiwan, sobrang uso doon sa mga parks. That was, I think, in the 80s daw. Sobrang uso sa mga parks doon na nakatambay yung mga tao. Especially pag Sunday. Tapos they will bring their pets. Yung mga pets nila, mga birds yon. Tapos nasa mga napakagandang bird cage. Yung iba doon, with gems, yung mga bird cage nila. So, they will bring their birds sa parks. One thing is para paarawan and mostly just to show off kung gaano kaganda yung mga bird cages. Nakikita mo laging malinis, shiny, then very opulent yung mga bird cage nila. Laging bibigyan ng effort. But, he noticed na hindi lahat ng mga birds masaya or healthy. So same thing, we might spend a lot of time, money, effort just to maintain this body or pagandahin ng pagandahin 'to, isagad. Pero we might forget yung inner self, like yung bird dun sa cage. That is the soul. Ano yung food for the soul? So if one balances this, he will not be attached sa body lang. Kasi habang may food for the soul ka, mas naiintindihan mo yung philosophy in life. Na this is temporary. This body is temporary. I want to share something about Mahabharat. I was talking to, sino ba yung kausap ko kanina about Mahabharat? Si Jess yata yun. Na gusto niyang basahin yung Mahabharat. Mahabharat is a story, a Purana, history, kung saan nanggaling din yung Bhagavad Gita. Yung kapatid ni Arjuna, siya si Yudhishthir, kung natandaan niyo yung family tree natin. There was this one time, he was challenged by his father, Dharma. Yung father niya, si Dharma, siya yung demigod of justice. So, siya yung nagbibigay ng good and bad karma after that. Siya yung tagahatol. Demigod siya. Yung iba, ang tingin nila, si God yung nagbibigay ng, ito yung mangyayari sa'yo kasi ito yung ginawa mo this life. No, he's a demigod. That is Yudhishthir. So there was a challenge. I mean, si Yudhishthir yung anak niya. Si Dharma, si um, God, demigod of justice. There was a challenge, bumaba si Dharma and nagpanggap siya ng na isang yaksha. Isang human form din, pero much more higher than normal human being. Yaksha. Then there was a challenge na maliligtas niya yung mga kapatid niya kasi natrap yung mga kapatid niya into a deep sleep just like death. Na maliligtas niya yung kapatid niya kapag nasagot niya yung mga questions ni Yaksha. There's a series of questions. You can search that. Yaksha and Yudhishthir's questions. Very intellectual and very human questions. And one of the question na tumatak sa akin and a big lesson for everyone, tinanong ni Yaksha kay Yudhishthir, what is the wonderful thing sa mundong to? What is the most amazing? Ang sagot ni Yudhishthir kay Yaksha, the most amazing thing is that even though every day one sees countless living entities dying, he still acts and thinks as if he will live forever. Let that sink in. Pag binuksan mo yung Facebook mo, merong, for sure, habang nag-scroll ka, merong nag-change ng display pic nila na black tapos may kandila. It just means na someone died from their relatives or close sa kanila. You go sa news, tingnan mo yung video doon. Someone will have an accident or a crime or just swipe more. Tingnan mo pa, scroll more. Makikita mo doon, may kinakain sila in a restaurant. Yung isang buong pig nandun sa table. Or pwede mag-search pa, nasa phone pa lang tayo. Marami ka makikitang living entities na nag-pass away. You go out, buhay na buhay yung business ni Saint Peter. Or pumunta ka sa cemetery, lagi may bago, and ang dami nila doon, hindi sila na ubusan ng kliyente. So sobrang dami. Most amazing thing, kahit anong gawin natin, hindi mo may iwasan to see people are dying everywhere. Other animals are dying everywhere. Living entities are dying. The most amazing thing daw, kahit nakikita natin yun obviously sa news, sa mag-anak, or even close ones natin, loved ones natin, and even yung pandemic andyan lang, which is a threat for the lives of everyone, ang still thinking ng tao is, he will live forever. That's the most amazing thing. Sino dito yung pagising sa umaga kanina, naisip niya baka last day na niya to? Di ba? Oh, si Rizal, yes. Pero most of us will think, oh yeah, may plano pa ako bukas, next week, ito yung gagawin ko. Next year, we could put our mind so far from the future. Not thinking, oh nga, no, baka last day na nga natin. Kasi we couldn't tell. Ito nga yung sabi niya, that's the most amazing thing. We could be illusioned into thinking na we could live forever. Even yung mga matatanda na, kita natin, kapit na kapit pa rin sila dun sa power, sa politics, sa position. Di ba? Matanda-matanda na sila, ayaw pa rin bitawan yun. Kayamanan, and all. The greed will still be there. Not realizing na, oh ano, may ilang years na lang ako ibubuhay kung natural death pa. Di ba? So that's the most amazing thing. We often shy away kapag may topic ng death. We knock on wood, di ba? Ayaw natin pag-usapan palagi. Ano? That is actually the duty of this yoga philosophy, to know and learn about that. Because if we know about that, we have the spiritual knowledge about that, we could live our lives purposely to the fullest. That is also one of my duty, to talk about life and to talk about that. Kasi when you know about that, you will understand life. So that is the most amazing thing. That is the illusion of youth, illusion of living forever. Lahat ng mga kontrabida sa mga superhero gusto na ng immortality. They think they will enjoy forever, the life of forever. Pero, let me know if may kilala kayong nakatakas na sa death. Let me know if may kilala kayong parang na takasan nila to. They can survive some near-death experiences. Pero, until when? Only Krishna knows. So that's the most amazing thing about life and this body, the attachment of this body. We are learning na yung chariot natin is temporary. This body is temporary. But you have to maintain this. Sabi nga nila, sobrang mas madali mag-create ng isang bagay, mag-create ng relationship, manligaw ka ng ilang buwan, gumastos ka na magkano, mag-date. Ayun ko, nakapag-date pa ba ngayon? Pandemic. Puro ano na lang, na Zoom call na lang sila. Diba? Or mag-swipe right lang sila. They could build relationships. Yeah. One moment, pwede nilang i-break din yung trust in your relationship. Sobrang dali lang din. Pero pinakamahirap sa lahat is to maintain. Same thing, madali bumili ng kotse, madali i-wreck yung kotse. Ano yung mahirap? I-maintain. Madali magsimula mag-yoga, madali matapusin yung yoga. Ano mahirap? I-maintain. So, mahirap mag-maintain. But, that will be the challenge. Ayun din yung kailangan natin bigyan ng effort. The maintenance of this body. Without being too much attached or just putting all our life, time, and effort sa body na to. Kailangan natin matandaan, this body is the vehicle. Just like we're maintaining the mind, the intelligence, the senses, trying to control them, same thing sa body. So being a yogi doesn't mean you have to escape from this body and hayaan mo na yung maintenance mo. Do it. Maintain your mental health, your intelligence, your senses. Then, the soul, the passenger, us, could be much more in tuned or in line dun sa pupuntahan. Hindi na siya katulad dun sa picture na takot na siya. Sila may picture na yan. Yan. Sobrang scared na yung body. Yung soul, yung passenger. Again, the body could affect the consciousness. If the body is not well, it could affect the mind. One thing to maintain the body is be conscious kung ano yung pinapasok natin. Garbage in, garbage out. What you eat, what you drink, 'di ba? Intoxication, sobrang sobrang would affect the body. So we cannot just abuse this. So mahirap mag-maintain, but we have to do it. That's gotta be part of the sadhana or regular practice of spiritual life. This body, we should not neglect. So paano ba maging detached habang inalagaan yung body na to? Parang hirap nun, eh, kasi habang binibigyan mo ng effort, mas lalo kang nagiging attached na. Paano ba maging detached? By the use of spiritual intelligences. Still, habang nalalaman natin kung bakit and paano, mas maintindihan natin, and hindi tayo basta-basta ma-attach. We could always remind ourselves. That is the yoga philosophy. So, our meditation for the day is we should not be just be victim of illusion of youth. We should embrace na this body is temporary. This body will face that soon, sooner or later. Diba? Pero before that happens, we are hoping and we will put efforts, we will execute na ma-apply natin yung spiritual life sa buhay natin. Again, marami nare-realize yung tao kapag ginising na sila nung panahon. Kapag na-stroke sila, may near-death experience, or nawala yung mga um, attachment nila sa pilitan, very painful. Kapag nangyari yun, makikita mo yung tao nagmamature. Mas nagiging tamed yung pride nila. Mas nire-respeto nila yung body, yung ibang tao. Yung iba mas nagiging spiritual kapag nangyari yun, near-death experiences and all. Yung mga nakasurvive. Yes. Pero hindi lahat nakakatakas dun sa mga experience na yun. Yung iba, one click. So, hindi tayo lahat makaka-experience ng near-death experiences to change our lives. But the yoga philosophy and the meditation will give us that. That is our meditation, thinking that this life is meant for balancing the spiritual and material things, using the material responsibilities to serve our spiritual duties. That is spiritual life. And also, na mas ma-realize natin na I'm not this body, I'm the spirit soul. This will be our near-death experience. So get your japa mala or chanting beads. We will call out the names of Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, for Him to help us realize na yung illusion natin sa life na to is also is real illusion, is a mirage. We want to really be awakened. Uso nga yung mga stay awake, stay awoke. Uso yan ngayon. So, we want to execute the right thing para mas ma-realize natin yan. And still maintain this body. Hindi natin pabayaan. So, show me your japa malas. Again, we use the right hands, the index finger. We move forward. We take care of the beads. We don't touch that sa feet natin or sa floor or sa dirty things. We don't put it inside the restroom as well. And we will focus on hearing the mantra. We will focus on chanting clearly, pronouncing each syllables. We will bring the mind into a stillness and give its full attention in the meditation. So find your comfortable position. If you could close your eyes but do not sleep, if you could have close your eyes, para you're not sleeping and you're not distracted. So, inhale deeply, exhale. Again, inhale deeply, then exhale. I want to show you, baka kung hindi nyo pa kabisado yung, yes. Inhale. So together, Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Shri Vashade, Gaura Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Focus on hearing and chanting and meditate as if this is your last time to meditate. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bring back your mind. Focus clearly in chanting and hearing. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Put your attention in hearing, focusing on the mantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Chant your last rounds of mantra as if this is the last chance for you to connect to Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shirvashadi Gaura Bhakta Brinda. So if you're finished, please type 108 and you can open your camera para photo tayo before we proceed to the questions and answers. Still have 10 minutes. Finish your rounds if hindi pa tapos. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Let's wait for the others. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So yes, almost everyone is finished. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vashadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Mm. So yes, picture muna tayo everyone. If you could please open your camera. Hmm, yes. Okay. Hello, Pavan Satya. What's the name of your friend there? My obeisances. So picture tayo everyone. Count of three. Yan, wala si Pat. Antayan si Pat. Count of three. One, two, three. Isa pa. One, two, three. Maraming maraming salamat kay Frances sa kayong pusa niya. I'm always humbled and honored being with your presence and association. It is not just you learning. I'm learning a lot from everyone. I'm actually enjoying yung mga questions and realizations ninyo. I'm so glad to hear yung mga students chanting, reading, having realizations about um, the books and life itself. So please, 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 doble ingat. Be extra cautious when you're doing your errands today. Make it much more, um, put much more effort in our responsibilities. Do it with love and detachments. At the same time, we don't want to have untimely death sa mga accidents. We don't want to be a ghost. So ingat lahat. So maraming maraming salamat. You can share this Krishna consciousness to others even without speaking. You can do it by our actions. May you be the kindest person on earth. So maraming maraming salamat. So before we go sa ating, we still have a few minutes. Before you leave, we could have few more few questions. Meron ako na-receive kanina pero hindi ko pa nasagot. One question is, um, paano daw mawala yung attachment kasi it causes us to suffer. We may be attached sa mga bagay sa paligid natin, especially pag pinaghirapan natin. Like an artwork or career or pangalan natin, pinaghirapan natin yan. Good image sa mga tao or fame. Minsan beauty, di ba? Minsan kailangan maintain yun. Pero the more effort that we give, marami tayong pwedeng maging reason to be attached with that. But by the use of, again, spiritual knowledge, we could realize na temporary pa rin to. Hindi tayo yung position, hindi tayo yung um, iniisip actually ng ibang tao, hindi tayo yun. So, hindi rin tayo yung problema, ibig sabihin. Kung may problema tayo, hindi tayo yon. It will pass. Yung happiness natin, hindi tayo yon. Especially kung meron tayong nararamdaman na downside, depression, or anxiety. I'm telling you, 100%. Hindi tayo yon. Yung name natin, we may be famous for some time, but minsan sa lifetime natin malalaos tayo. Or kahit legend tayo, after hundreds of years, makakalimutan nila tayo. Kahit may rebulto ka pa sa EDSA or sa Ross Boulevard, hindi na siya mapapansin after ilang decades. So everything is temporary. Paano mawala yung attachment na yun? We should always remind ourselves. Pero hindi natin tatakasan. Hindi tayo mag-escape. It may give us suffering or happiness because of that attachment. Pero the knowledge is important. So again, this is not sentimental na feeling natin galito, may naramdam tayo, pinapawisan, or umiinit tayo habang nag-meditate. Diba? Feeling natin merong psychedelic experiences. It's not like that. It's much more deeper. So, ganun ang pwede natin gawin. Slowly but surely yan. Sadhana means practice, regular practice. We always chant, we always try to learn from the scriptures and the association of saintly person, just like you. That's why they call it sadhu sangha. Sadhus is saintly person. Sangha is the association. Actually, if one always reminds himself about that, mas magiging detached siya doon sa bagay ng mga dating attached siya. Bakit sa India, makikita mo usong-uso doon yung cremation sa tabi ng Ganges River. Tapos doon lang sila nag-yoga. Yung mga saintly persons, doon sila tumitira. Kasi araw-araw, yung fire na doon, parang ibang hundreds of years na yon or thousands na, hindi na mamatay yon. Yung mga fire doon sa mga cremation area. Ibig sabihin, maya't maya may dumadating na dead body. If one is always seeing like that scenario, he will be always reminded, no, yeah, that is certain. Nothing is sure as death. Diba? Kung may makita kang karo ng patay sa paligid, originally, reminder yon para malaman ng mga tao na um, death is certain. Although sa ibang bansa, pinagbawal na yung ganun kasi traffic. Kasi syempre, tagal, naglalakad yung mga tao, nag-mourn sila. Sa Pilipinas, meron pa rin eh. So, pag nasa travel ka, tapos naabutan ka ng ganun, kung di ka maka-overtake, no, yari ka. Traffic ka talaga. So, that is actually a reminder. So, make a conscious effort when we see these things na, oh nga no, remind ourselves, oh nga no, this body is temporary. That will is certain. I will go there also. Wala makakatakas. Yung loved ones ko will go there. So if one is conscious of that, yung relationship mo sa paligid mo will be different. Hindi mo iti-take for granted. At the same time, this body, this life, this time, you will not take for granted. Yung spirituality, you will not delay it. And dami na palang nag-share. So that is the purpose kung bakit may death sa paligid. So ayaw nating sumama dun sa sasabi ni Yudhisthira, the most amazing thing. Thinking ourselves to be immortal. Sabi ni KD, just want to share. Pause ko nga para makita natin dito. Just want to share. Speaking of our physical body, there's a Tibetan practice that when a person dies, they bring the dead body up to the mountains, cut the flesh open, and leave the body for the vultures to devour. The meaning behind the practice is that when the person dies, the body becomes useless without the soul, but others can still benefit from it. Yeah, the vultures. Even the earth, diba? Well, magiging fertilizer ka na lang ng mga plantita. Yung mga, ikaw na yung, ikaw na yung mga fertilizer ng mga monstera mo dyan sa mga, ano mo, rubber tree mo sa bahay. Diba? Yung tita ko, pag araw ng patay, isang paso sila lahat, no? So, same thing, that this is being practiced for people to be reminded, diba? So parang iba, parang ang gore naman nito, no? Same thing, kahit hindi mo naman ipakain, ilagay sa mountain, other living entities, microorganisms will eat this body. Even when you're alive, they're surviving in your body. Nandiyan sila sa paligid mo, maraming parasite dyan. So same thing lang yun, nagiging magnified lang, nakita mo na a bigger creature. Same thing. So, yung cultures actually, hindi traditional, yung mostly cultures are reminding us of this one, even different cultures. It's always good to be reminded about impermanence. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Yes, it's always good to be reminded of the impermanence. Lalo na kapag we are so caught up dun sa material na bagay, kailangan mag-ground tayo. Hindi lumilipad yung ulo natin, lumalaki yung ulo natin. Lalo na yung success. success is very dangerous. It doesn't mean na hindi mo pupuntahan yon, pero if you don't have a guide achieving those success, money, or other opulences, diba? It's actually intoxicating. And nakakalimutan na natin na, yeah, sure, mawala rin yan. Impermanent din yan. The only permanent thing is your connection to Krishna. Kahit nasa anong body ka pa, nasa, even nasa animal body pa tayo, we are still connected to Krishna. So pinag-usapan natin kahapon yun stories ni Vishnu. So mahaba yun. If you want to catch up for yesterday's questions and answers na sa YouTube. Gosh, this session is making me cry. Nasaan nga? Patingin nga ako, umiyak ka si KD. Pinapaypay mo na onte, tapos itingin ka sa taas. Yeah. Actually, sarap niyang topic. Kasi ang humbling niya, may nagsulat dito. It's very humbling. It's very humbling, actually, these experiences. You will love your parents mas more. Yung spouse mo, your children. Mas makita mo. And one thing na sobrang iniiwasan natin, just thinking na tayo yung may-ari ng body na to and tayo yung mga success and um, tayo yung mga achievements. Ang feeling ng isang parent, sila may-ari ng anak. We don't own them. We are just an instrument para ma-produce yung body nila. Pero yung soul is unborn. We have just duties and responsibilities for them. Pero we don't own them. They have their own lives. Krishna owns them actually. But we can give them the options na mas ma-facilitate yung spiritual life nila. Not just a victim of this cycle of birth and death, this world. So that is actually parenting. Not thinking that we own them. So yes, just curious, as a monk, what is the practice of redeath? Regarding that, or practice of redeath? Parang dying again, redeath. That actually, this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is our practice of that. Our Bhakti Yoga is practice of that. The whole life na ginagawa natin is a practice, is a review, is a preparation for that. Because the death is our final exam. It will determine our next life. And we don't want to have a next body, next life. We want to go back home, back to God, back to Krishna. So what's if ever yung consciousness natin ngayon, whatever, kung ano yung binibigay natin sa mind, body, senses, and yung effort natin, kung ano yung consciousness natin, at time of death, ayun yung magiging consciousness natin. Pag nag-flashback na siya, totoo yan, nasa scriptures yun. Magka-flashback yun. Kung ano yung mas consciousness mo habang buhay ka, ayun yung pinakamadalas mo makikita in that flashbacks. And dun yung mag-determine kung saan yung next life mo. If you're gonna take another body of an animal, or be born again next lives mo as a human being, trying to revenge dun sa ginawa sa'yo kasi dun yung consciousness mo. We want to be Krishna conscious. At time of death, the guide is the Hare Krishna mantra. We're hoping we could chant at our last breath. So that will be our connection to Krishna. That will be going back home, back to Godhead. So this Krishna consciousness is a preparation for our death as well. So as monks, that is the practice, not just for monks, for everyone, to have the connection to Krishna. And for us to not be afraid of that. The trees are farming the humans. They need fertilizers. Oh yeah, that's for the for the fertilizers. We're codependent sa nature. Pupuntahan natin yan sa relationship with others. Nature, other living entities, and other topics. So I hope and pray na everyone is safe, dry, and warm, and everyone realizing their own self. Hopefully, step further pa tayo na mas nakilala natin sarili natin. We're not the senses. We're not the mind. We're not the intelligence and we're not the body. So, ang natitira na lang natin, that will be the topic for, ano ba ngayon? Wednesday? Friday is relationship with ourselves as the passenger or us being the soul. Maraming maraming salamat. Mervin, Hare Krishna. Charles, Hare Krishna. Rizal, si Osaya, sa natagatago si Zay sa likod. Janice, Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Marisa, Hare Krishna. Francesca, Chantal, Hare Krishna. KD, Hare Krishna. Pavan
Hare Krishna.
Satya, Hare Krishna. Send me the name ng friend mo dyan. I don't know. Si Raul, Hare Krishna. Si Nikki. Si Kaiser, Hare Krishna. Pau. Ben, Hare Krishna. Pat, Hare Krishna. De Niro. Janine. Ja, Hare Krishna. David. Bhakta, Hare Krishna. Trina, Hare Krishna. Sha, Francesco. Dalawa si Francesca. Thank you for attending the morning Japa session. Again, you can join. You can chant your rounds. You can log in and log out anytime between 5:30 to 7:30. Maraming maraming salamat. Tingnan natin kung ano sinabi ni Pablo. Carlo. Hi, Carlo. Hare Krishna. So, high five, everyone. I'll see you again tomorrow. Same time, same place.